Happy Friday, you made it another week. This is Adam Nathan. I'm with Co-Enterprise in New York City, bringing you another story from the Snowflake data cloud. Let me start with a sad fact. There are fewer than 2,000 Bengal tigers right now in the wild. They are officially an endangered species. And for a while, in Cincinnati, Ohio, the Bengals also looked like they were on the road to extinction. 2 years ago, they only won 2 games. Last year, they only won 4 games, and yet somehow, improbably, after Sunday night's game, they are headed to the Super Bowl. Go Bengals. You are no longer on the endangered species list. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because Snowflake has a feature called the Data Marketplace. And in the marketplace, you can acquire data sets from other data consumers and other sources. They cover a wide variety of subject areas, and one of those is sports. So if you'd like to drill into the painful history of the Cincinnati Bengals or understand just how far they've come since Joe Burrow joined the team, this is the data set. You can pull this data set down easily from the marketplace. It's free and you can have it up and running immediately. So let's take a look in this story today about how you can access it, how you can query it, and see if this is something that makes sense for you to work with on your own.
So I'll try to keep this short and sweet. I'd like to give you a quick tour of what the UI and the interface is like and how each data listing is presented. And then we'll run a query against the NFL data, and you can get a feel kind of what this whole process is like. The homepage, obviously, features some top providers like ADP, Dun & Bradstreet, breaking data sets. We're actually less interested in that at the moment than maybe discovering specific providers that we're looking for. We might be looking to search by audience segmentation or foot traffic analysis. We might be searching by different categories. In our case, we know it's about Joe Burrow and it's about the Bengals, so we're going to click on sports. If there was a ton of sports data sets here, I have additional filters that are available to me. But this is pretty clear. I know that there's fantasy football data. The data is actually for 2020, not 2021. That's actually a directory error that needs to get fixed. But let's click through on that. Anyone that basically has access to Snowflake can actually see these listings. It takes some different permissions to actually set them up. Is accessible within your own database, although you can query from here. Every listing has a fairly detailed set of information that Snowflake requires. Particularly because it's it's in their public data marketplace. It starts with basic description of the data, casual fan of football, devotee, simple, powerful way to look at statistics, of course. They also, every listing, and ask the provider to include the tables, to enumerate the tables with a description and some use cases. Where this gets powerful, though, is once you start moving directly into the SQL queries, because you can get a sense of how the tables are used, what you would use things for, get a feel for the columns and attributes. So a typical use, you might come in here looking for a very specific data set. It's about weather, foot traffic, like I said, or you might be exploring by provider, or you might even be looking to see where your own data fits into this ecosystem here. I've created a query on a separate tab here, which I've set up. I'll run it here. And this query looks for, in the play-by-play of every single play within the 2020 season, it looks for whether it's passing, it was rushing, etc. And nothing has happened in the NFL in 2020 that isn't here. So I focused on any play-by-play event with Cincinnati, and then I filtered it additionally on Burrow when he's passing. And we can see that he actually passed it 437 times until a heartbreaking end in week 11. If you're a Bengals fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Playing the Washington football team, the Commanders, as of earlier today, a few hours ago. Burrow shoots a shotgun, passing complete deep right, injured during the play, torn meniscus, rotator cuff, actual nightmare. Probably a dark moment of despair for Bengals fans. Come a long way since then, since the rookie season last year. So I hope that gives a kind of helpful sense of the marketplace, the kind of data you might find there, and encourages you to explore further.
So happy Friday, Bengals fans. You did it. Your team's going to the Super Bowl. You can spend the next week or so dreaming about running wild and free through the streets of downtown Cincinnati. For everyone else, if you're interested in how to work with the data sets from the marketplace, you'd like to talk about how to apply them to your business objectives, or even how you can monetize your own data there, let's talk on Monday. In the meantime, everyone have a great weekend. Thank you so much for listening.